What is up, guys? It is your boy Manny here and welcome to another video on the channel. My apologies. I hope you guys are all well and I hope you guys are ready to make some coins on the market today. So today what we're going to do is just we're just going to have a little discussion about what if cards, how you guys can make coins, and also talk about upgrade packs that could be coming out later today. We're going to look at the market on Footbin. We're going to talk about a couple of investments. We're going to talk about why we've bought what we've bought and why we're not fully liquidated. Now, if you guys haven't seen the what if player reviews that I've done, make sure to check them out on my channel. I'll put the playlist here somewhere, but we've pretty much covered most of them. And the reason why we're doing that is because I know you guys want to see these players or test them out, because some of you guys might buy them, don't know if they're good, and I might not want to sell them. And sometimes if you got a fresh card, they sell for a little bit more, so you don't want to play with them. So that's why I've done my review. So if you guys pack them or you're thinking about buying them, you guys are lucky. I've done it for you. Secondly, this morning, I know I'm trying to oversell him. I'm trying to sell him on a lazy right now, but I'm going to talk to you guys about the thought process of why I'm doing that. I managed to pick him up at 725k when he was at 740k. So I picked up a good deal on him then because I was trying to do a player review. But all my player reviews that I've done, I did it in a way where I bought the player and I did the player review and then I flipped the player. And I was able to do that using trend trading, which I'm going to show you guys and tell you guys exactly what to do right now. So let's go over to Footbin. Let's talk about the market. Right, guys. So what you want to do is you want to go to what if cards. Well, to be fair, you just want to go into the market and you want to look at these what if cards. You want to understand what their prices have been for the last 2 days. And now because they've been in packs for the last 2 days, you understand their price. Now, Jovic is one of those cards that I'm just picking up a point on, is because he's an attacker, right? Who's played his game. I think it's Frankfurt. Yeah, Frankfurt have only scored 1 goal. Now, I'm pretty sure this card probably will get an upgrade. He will turn to an 89 rated. But what I do think will happen now with these what if cards, I feel like the longer they're in packs, or the closer till the end they're in packs, so after Sunday, cards like Jovic, I think there's going to be huge buy time because he's had his game today and tomorrow. But cards like Jovic will definitely rebound. Now, I think 175, if you can pick him up around 170 or 160k for this card, I feel like he'll be cracked if he does get his +2 upgrade. Even if he doesn't, I feel like you can tease it a little bit, just because his actual rating is 400k. Not his rating, his price range is 400k. Now, he is on the lower end of that price range. However, the closer he gets to the game, the better his card value will be. Now, if you actually look at the time or the hourly, right, when he actually had his game yesterday, his price actually was going up. So if you, well, it leveled up to prepare for the game. So over here, it went up to 217 and it basically maintained a level of 200k all throughout the game. And then after 1 goal happened, his price started to go, because they were like, oh yeah, you know what, they haven't scored significant amount of goals. Now, with that being said, if you actually go on to the contrast of this, yes, I know Sancho is a much better card. It's better, well-rounded. If you look at Sancho's card, Dortmund scored 3. And what happened to Sancho was yesterday, his price went from 1.39 all the way up to 1.6, and then obviously back down before the game. And then when the game happened, as they were scoring goals or as they was banging goals, his price went up to 1.65. So this is literally just telling me that these cards are going to have fluctuations whenever they're playing, because the more goals they score, the more coins you can make off these cards in particular, especially the attackers, whereas the defenders are a lot more volatile. And I'll tell you exactly what I mean in a second. Let's talk about the attackers first and defenders, because you have to categorize them differently. Now, this card in particular has gone back down. Now, we know that anything near that 1.4k, like this 1.4 mil, this card right here, we know that if we can pick up this card for around about the price he is now, we will be able to make massive bank off this card, especially because the price range is 2 million coins. And we've already seen him hit 1.6 milli. We've seen this card hit 1.65 million coins just because Dortmund scored 3. That means they are halfway towards the target. They are halfway away from this card hitting a 92 rated card. Now, if Jadon Sancho hits 92 rated, just imagine this: 91 pace, 87 shooting, 86 passing, 95 dribbling. Can we just comprehend that? 42 defending and 73 physical. And what does that 95 dribbling actually mean? It means 95 agility without a chem style, 94 balance without a chem style, 92 reactions without a chem style, 95 ball control without a chem style, 96 dribbling without a chem style, and 88 composure without a chem style. So this card will just become really, really nice. You do not need to use the engine anymore on this card. You could probably go for a different card. You could probably go for something like a Hawk, which is probably recommended by people anyway. And even on a Hawk, he will end up having closer to 80. Well, he probably will have 80 physicals. He will have 94, 95 shooting, 96 pace with that 95 dribbling. So this card will be absolutely crazy. And cards like Saka will not be as expensive as this card is. And Saka is 2.2 mil. So I think that What If is a promo that you guys can make so many coins from, and I'm not even going to lie to you. I think that there is a huge potential here. Now, another thing that you wanna look at is even Jovic, right? His price balanced or stayed level during the game, and then after the game happened, because they only scored 1 goal, just like Dortmund only scored 3, their price went down. That's because they didn't hit the target. But now if we actually go onto defenders that played, for example, and when I mean defenders, I mean this defender in particular. Now this card was fluctuating around 370 to 400k anyway. I've been trying to snipe him before the game. Just before the game, this card went extinct. Like this card just before the game yesterday was through the roof. I don't know why it's saying, yeah, so 1 o'clock. From 1 o'clock, not even from 1, from around about 9 a.m. this card has literally been at 500,000 coins. Now, I've been trying to snipe him. He's gonna probably go up when the price range gets updated. So if you guys are trying to snipe him, I do think his price will hit that 700k mark. The reason being is because let me show you a guy that every single person loves, like honestly loves, and his name is Reece freaking James, the right back, right? So Reece James is currently 722k. Now, if you actually compare their stats, right, I think that there is a better way to do this. Let me press compare here. Let me put in Reece James, yeah? If I compare Reece James' face card stats, because that's all that matters right now, to this mbabu, right? What are the major differences? When mbabu gets his +2 upgrade, which is already guaranteed, and Reece James is 722k, remember, mbabu will have 96 pace compared to Reece James' 91 pace. Firstly, he's way quicker, so he doesn't need the anchor chem style, which Reece James needs. Secondly, he will have 86 defending compared to Reece James' 87, which is practically the same. 88 physical to Reece James' 86, so he'll have more physicals. And his dribbling will be 84 rather than 88. And his passing will be basically the same, 82 and 83. The reason why Reece James looks better is because he will have more shooting. But as a centre back, as a right back as well, you won't notice it. So literally, the differences between the cards are Reece James will have 1+ passing in notable areas, 1+ passing, 4+ dribbling, which to be fair, as a centre back is not too much needed. Even as a right back, you don't need it too much. It depends how you do it. And 1+ defending, right? Whereas mbabu will have 5 pace over James. So that anchor chem style, fully, he doesn't even need it. He can go for any chem style and bridge the gap of that dribbling if he wanted to. He can go for a maestro, he can go for a marksman, he can go for a deadeye. He can literally do whatever he wants. He does not need to boost pace, whereas Reece James can still or might still have to boost pace. Or mbabu can go for the sentinel route and have 99 defending stats, 99 physical stats, and have 96 pace. Imagine that. And that is why I think that picking him up right now while he's extinct is a massive play. Or if he does come into packs on Sunday, this card will be getting an upgrade on Wednesday. So he has a huge potential to make coins. Now, another card similar to this is this bad boy here who has not played. Chris Smalling. So as I said, we picked him up at 725 when it was 740 earlier. Obviously, overnight, these cards fluctuate a lot. But what is happening is he actually went all the way down to 700k. Yeah, because I bought him around when he was around this price. So around midnight, so 4 hours ago, 5 hours ago. And what will happen is the closer it gets to the game, as we saw with Mbabu, his price will rise because he just needs one clean sheet and then he's guaranteed an upgrade. Now this card, if he gets an upgrade, he will be in Team of the Year territory, and I really do think so. I've used this card, I did a player review on him, and after using him, I've used one Team of the Year who is incredible, who is also a centre back, who feels exactly the same as this card, and it's weird because he's an 88 rated. Now they both have the same work rate, so that probably makes sense as to why that is the case, and that is Sergio Ramos. Now if you actually look at the card, the main difference between the two, actually let me just compare here as well, just so that I can show you. Yeah, the main difference between the two in stats isn't the defensive stats, because I don't know why I'm pressing compare. Here you go. Sergio Ramos. The main difference between the two is what? His passing. Sergio Ramos is passing better because he's a Team of the Year. His shooting is way better, but defensively he's only slightly better. Dribbling obviously is way better as well. And physicality is only slightly better, and his pace is going to be the same. If Smalling gets an upgrade, he'll have the same pace, practically same defending, practically same physical as Sergio Ramos. Now Sergio Ramos is 1.78 million coins. Firstly, I don't think Smalling will get to 1.7 mil, of course not. He's not that level where he can play in CDM if he needed to. However, what he does possess is, firstly, he can very much be linked into Premier League very easily. Secondly, he will be, defensively, he'll be exactly the same as Ramos. Same work rates, and probably a little bit better linked than Ramos as well. And practically the same defensive stats and physicality stats and stats in the correct areas. Now, for a centre back, does passing really matter? After using this card, he's got passing stats in the right areas. The other passing stats don't really matter for him. And if you've got another centre back towards him, it doesn't really matter. But the reason why I'm showing you guys this Ramos card is because defensively, this Smalling will be exactly the same as Ramos, which is something to take note of, because if you are picking this up at 724k, that's 1 million coins less than just adding on a shooting pace and dribbling boost, passing boost. And the reason why that is important, guys, is because if he gets that 90 rated upgrade, I think he'll be in between both prices. I really do. And if you want to go for the shooting, the dribbling and the passing, which I don't think many people want from their centre back, then I 100% would buy Ramos. But if not, I would save 400, 500k and buy a Smalling. So I do think that this card could go to around about 900, maybe even 1 million coins. And that is why. And he's very close to, also this is another thing to bear in mind, he's very close to being extinct on the market, because his price range is until 800,000 coins. Now another player just like him, and this is a lower budget method. I'm not going to talk about Marcelo because he's not really desired. Is this Yuri Berachiche? Now this card is absolutely really good. Now the thing about this card is he gives me Mbabu vibes, right? And he's like a quarter of the price of Mbabu, maybe even a fifth. Now if this card gets an upgrade, he'll be insane, like 89 physical, 86 defending, 85 dribbling, 92 pace, 74 shot and 83 passing. Now if this card gets a boost, right, he can play DM, he can play centre back, he can play left back, right back, whatever. I played him centre back, loved him, thought he was really good, thought he was just as good as that Smalling, only because obviously his pace is key and he will have 99 pace. Now if this card gets a boost because of a game that they play, his price will go through the roof. Now if you actually look over here, yesterday his price went up during the game to 150,000 coins because they just need a clean sheet. Now his price is back down to 140k. So as you can see, like, he was also fluctuating before at 135. So as you can see, the closer this guy gets to a game, the closer this guy gets to potentially getting a clean sheet, the closer his price goes up. So if you guys have less coins, one player that I definitely would look to invest in is this Yuri Berchiche. I feel like he is the buy. He is definitely for me the buy of the promo, because if he gets an upgrade, I think his price will double, and he's not the most expensive card. Because if this card gets an upgrade, imagine an 89 rated left back in La Liga. Firstly, I don't think there are any good left backs in La Liga. And if I just show you one guy who is a right back, he is a right back, his stats won't be... Actually, Yuri Berchiche will have practically the same stats as this Sergio Dest, who is 390k, but on the left hand side. And because he's Spanish, he will have better links because he's got a better nation. So that is 100% something that you guys should take away from this. And now, before we stop talking about future, all this stuff, because I know we've taken up a lot of time talking about the what if cards, one thing I want to show you guys just quickly are these new man of the match cards. I mean, we got Mbappe, Orsic, Dele Alli, but because they've all got dynamic images, there's a lot of added demand, even Giroud. So if you guys wanted to pick some up, like even Giroud, if you picked him up at like 16k, because he's super rare, these cards normally like boom out of packs because they're only in packs for 2 or 3 days. One reason why I'm saying that is because a card such as Mason Greenwood, now his man of the match card is obviously more usable than Giroud's, and he's 81 rated, but his card out of packs boomed. He was at 16k while in packs, and then out of packs this card all of a sudden went to 22.5k, and I think the same thing could happen with Olivier Giroud. And also he is an 84 rated card, so he could be used as fodder, or Chelsea fans might just be feeling nostalgic just because he's rare. People like to collect cards in this game. Now, another thing that I want to show you or talk to you guys about are investments for promo packs or upgrade packs. Now, I think we are due a very, very good upgrade, because so far all fodder items have stayed exactly the same price for informs, 84 rated informs. And when I'm talking about 84 rated informs, I'm talking about only a couple. I'm talking about a guy called Emiliano Martinez. Right, now this card here has been around about 24, 25, 23k for the last 2 weeks, right? But when icon packs came out, this card actually shot up to 26,000 coins of a hit, right? So that was when icon packs were out. But that's also the average, because earlier in that day he was 22, and then and he was also in supply, and then during that day, at the top of the day, he went to 28,000 coins. So just based on those trends, he was also the cheapest Premier League inform. If we do get another promo, a good value promo, or SBC, that we need, he could go through the roof to around about that 30k mark, which I do think will happen. Another card that I think will follow that same trend is this DePaul card. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is because look, he's only 22k, he's an 84 rated inform, he's the cheapest in Serie A, he's very good rated and can be used as SBC fodder. And right now, investing in SBC fodder that is either an inform, or secondly that is desirable for packs to do some SBCs in the future, that is a huge buy. Because what will happen is, if an SBC drops tomorrow at 6 p.m, normally we get upgrade packs, then you could see, firstly, normally we get upgrade packs, but secondly, if we get an icon pack, for example, this card could go to 26k very easily. You guys have made 2,000 coins very easily. Now, these are short flips that I'm talking about. Even if you picked him up at 22k, there is little to no risk on this card, because if you actually look at the price of informs that are out of packs, let me just show you how they work, right? Let's go to players, FIFA 21 players. Go to, firstly I'm going to put a rating so I can show you. 84, filter by rating, filter by version, gold inform, right? Okay, and as you guys can see here, if I actually go by price now, the cheapest ones on the market are 21k, and that's the ones, and then that's Eunice, right? Eunice, Bundesliga, whatever, 21k. That's because he's being packed a lot. Now, Rodrigo's the third cheapest. Sebastian Haller as well, same price. Now, let me just show you something. This guy impacts. This guy impacts. This guy was impacts last week, but is in a bad league, so no links. This guy is in packs. 3 of these 4 players that are the cheapest are in packs. Sebastian Cortes is out of packs. He's significantly higher. He's in a bad league, doesn't matter. Right? Emiliano Martinez is in a Premier League. He actually hit the height of 28k. So, same like that. It's an example. Good league, his prices are significantly higher, and worst case scenario, these cards hit 24k, that's what you'll be selling them at. You'll still be making coins. That's the worst case scenario. Secondly, this guy, bad league, 25k. This guy, Michael Keane, currently impacts 26k. Jorge was selling for 18k when he was in packs. Now he's 26k. Christian Romero was in packs last week at 22,000 coins. He's 26.5 now. So literally, guys, as you can see, even Yuri Tillemans, he was going at 18k as well, and he's at 27k now. So literally, guys, right now, you are picking up the cheapest 84 rated informs because they are in packs. Once they go out of packs or they are needed for SPCs, they will go up in price. So right now could be the time to invest. And that is that. Another thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about is trend trading with other cards just other than this, because you know when to buy what ifs now, because I basically mentioned that just before a game you want to sell, or you want to risk it and sell during the game, because that actually does tend to happen, especially with a centre back. I would probably do it with a centre back during the game. But a card that you guys should be looking at, or cards that you guys should be looking at, are the last promo that we've had, and that is a foot freeze. Now, cards that have been hit by this promo a lot have actually been foot freeze cards, and foot freeze cards in particular that I'm talking about is this Reece James card, the CDM version, not the centre back version. Now, the reason why this card was hit so badly, well, he wasn't hit badly, but it was hit nonetheless, was because the Kante came out basically, and what actually happened was this card hit a low. So he basically went up, right? But he hit a low, let me just find that low, of 397k, and that was today, right? There is real panic in this card. This card is out of packs, firstly. Secondly, not many people can afford Kante, and just yesterday alone, this card actually was at 440k. So this card's gone down around about 30k in the last 24 hours. I'll be monitoring these future stars cards, because the more people want these what if cards or other desirable cards that are coming out, or even these UEL cards, the more you will see future stars being neglected. Now, this Reece James isn't the best card, however, he is a very, very usable card, and is a card that I would love to pick up around about that 400k mark. Another card that I found the same problem with is this Newhouse. Now, this Newhouse actually dropped all the way to 160k when this promo dropped, even though he's out of packs. He rebounded nicely to 190,000 coins and then sold back, and he's being sold now at 175k. So what that just tells me basically is, if you look over here, this card was at 185 a few days ago. He is back down. But what that shows you is that this card also has daily been fluctuating, because what is happening is people are selling off this card to try and get new cards in the game. Now, there is also that Draxler who's been upgraded, so people are actually trying to go to alternative cards, trying out new cards, because UCL cards and UEL cards, you have to remember, are now completely different cards. 84s are now 86s, which feel and will be feeling completely different. So you will see some future stars being neglected, but you also have the opportunity to pick up cards during certain times of the day. So for me, I would be looking at today in particular to pick up cards like this, because today you're probably going to see a little bit of a market sell-off, but you might be able to pick up a Newhouse for around about 165k, and if you do, this card will absolutely fly out of packs, which he is out of packs. He'll probably go back to 185k, and you guys have made an easy 10-15,000 coins from the card. Another card that I made bank off this promo, so this was at the beginning, and it was Bolingoli. It was Lukaku. Now, Lukaku is absolutely cracked in the game, right? But I bought his Halloween card. nobody really gave a damn about him. So what they did was they were just selling him off so they can use the promo. As you can see, his price has been at 180 all day, but right now he's at 170,000 coins in average. He's probably not selling because no one wants him. But if you can pick him at a massive undercut, you guys could probably sell him at around about that 187 to 188,000 coin mark. And you can see that if he does sell over here at that. So as you can see, he's been selling at 181k. But there have been the instances they've been selling a lot cheaper. So there's a huge opportunity, even 189k, there is a huge opportunity to buy into these cards that are X promos right now, today, and sell them within the next 24 hours. But I hope this has helped you make some coins on the market, and I hope that this analysis has helped you generally. If you guys want to see more of this, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share, and I'll try and get more of these market videos out pretty much every single day. Till next time, guys, in a bit.